Alright, I suppose I should do this now to properly introduce myself, because I haven't really done that outside of, meeting some of the Bronies at New York Comic Con back in 2012, and well, the Bronies of Ireland, of course, back home at the anime cons. I think that was when I could get the time off to get down to them. This past year's been hell in work, but I'll not go into that. Yeah, back then I hadn't really created my own OC, proper own OC, because I had made a Zelos one from Slayers, but that wasn't really me. My one I have now, which is named Clear Heart Apple, is more of myself. How do I describe his backstory? I haven't really thought that part up, but yeah, his cutie mark is a green shield with an apple on it. Specifically, the apple coming from something I pulled from G3 Applejack, which is a kind of bizarre thing. I might actually get one of those and redo it as Big Mac. An idea, I suppose. Well, he protects something. I'm not sure what yet, but I'll work on it. And I suppose I should explain the whole origin of all this. Actually comes from the place this came from, New York. That's if anybody doesn't know that, this here is something I wear with pride. That's a pin badge from the first Big Apple Pony-Con, and I really wish I was going over there this year. I could get over for that, but sadly I can't. But I intend to get out to New York this year. So it's for 2 years running. It was a annual thing, and I absolutely adored that city. And any of you guys in the UK, I heartily recommend going to New York, because it's a wonderful place. Like, for me personally, it always feels like home, and that's where I draw the basis of a lot of the American accent I can do, because I'm not that big on talking in a group situation, but I do, and this is a tip for any of you out there who are voice actors. Something I got from just out of conversation with Scott McNeil when he was over here in 2010 at Auto Assembly, and of course some of you may not know, you're wondering why is he suddenly going up doing voices or not. That actually was the first time I ever did some voice acting, and it was as Grimlock, as you probably heard in my video from yesterday, or the video before this one goes up. That I did the normal way you would do for any voice work. That is auditioning and doing, say, my name is blah blah. I'm auditioning for the role of da 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 da, and I realise I haven't done that very well on YouTube. And you would just say a few lines of the character would say, like for Grimlock, it could have been anything from the show, the comic books, but yeah, that's how I got the role. And let me just say, the way I did it on the night, and this was live in front of I'm not just, and somebody's probably going to correct me in this, at least 500 people. So imagine that, voice acting for the first time. Well, of course there was a read through before that, but this was in front of an audience and up on a stage. You had everybody looking at you, and knocked it out of the park, but at the same time, I hadn't learned how to, regulate my throat. I will regulate it through resonance, and that's a really important thing if you're going in for doing deep voices, because a lot of them can be throat rippers. It's no fun when you've done, maybe you've given the performance of your life, and you're suddenly going, oh, I get I already speak which basically is what I was saying. Of course, I still had to. Whereas people came up to me afterwards and actually asked me to do the character voice again, and I pulled it off, but ooh, that really hurt. That really hurt. Thankfully, no blood came up, but that was really, really sore. And before anybody thinks it's easy, it has taken me literally years to be able to just do it off like that. And I can't snap my fingers. And it still is dangerous. I know now what I have to do, like deep breathing exercises, talk from the chest, like from here. You don't go directly from here, because if you do a deep voice from here, about here to the throat, oh boy, you're not going to be able to talk for a few days. But yeah. And I've wandered off the topic, but that's something about me. When I'm doing these videos, and I suppose I could use this as a tip, give this as a tip for you guys who are kind of worried about going on camera. You're happier and maybe recording it than stripping the audio off and putting a picture up on it, up against your audio. Try not to imagine that it's somebody else looking at you. Just, it's a camera. It's not going to come out and go,
oh, you were shit. You were crap. You were. Shut up. What are you even doing on here?
And I'd say the same thing goes in life as well. Like if you're shy or that, and you're kind of worried about talking to people if you're going to a convention or something like that. There's a good tip one of my friends gave me, friends that I've made through auto assembly, and that's one thing you'll always find, at least one friend when you go to a convention, somebody that at least shares some of the interests you have, and that's a springboard where you can go and establish friendships. It was a friend, and he's on here on YouTube under the username Timey2Wimey. He said, when you're talking to somebody, just imagine it's the camera you're talking to, and that'll take a load of the anxiety off. So, and trust me, I may be coming across as a pretty confident person, but in reality, I am rather shy, and it's just through constant practice and using it and getting confidence up that I've been able to do this. And I'm still babbling and going on here, but this is me. I babble a lot on videos and go off on tangents and things. But yeah, how long have I been a brony? Well, since Bronies only came about, since the show started back in 2010. And incidentally, my first voice acting was a couple of months before Ponies came out, and that was with Gary Chuck and Scott McNeil and Simon, and a lot of the guys from some of the regular guests at Auto Assembly, and some of the attendees who are good friends of mine now. Of course, that's another way friendships can come from doing things like this on YouTube. And don't ever undervalue things, because if you do a voice project up here on YouTube, even if and you know you're doing the whole auditioning for it and getting roles in that, mark that down as part of your experience, because every little bit helps you in the long run. And I would also say this, never ever ever let it get into your head that you're not good at anything, because anyone can be good at anything. But take me, before I started learning about voice acting and actually went through with it for the first time, I had no idea I could do this. And yet, you know, if everybody says that I'm good at it, you know, I don't actually rate myself that great. Well, that's just me. Or what was I talking about? Oh, how long I've been a Brony? Well, Bronies only started about 2010 when the show first went on air. And as far as the legend goes, that term came from 4chan. Well, I'm not one of those guys who came from 4chan and never go to the place. No, I just take on the tagline, and well, I'd like to think that I give Bronies the name Brony a more honourable meaning, because one of the things, if you ever meet me in person or that, kindness and giving to others without thought of return is very big for me, and that's something that drives me. And I'm going off on a tangent again, but as far as being a Brony or My Little Pony fan, you could trace that right back to the very start of My Little Pony ever coming out, you know. And for some of you, I'm going back a long time, because I'm old. Was it 37 at the minute? Yeah, I've been around since grew up with Transformers Generation 1, Thundercats, My Little Pony, Action Force, which is, for those of you who may be from the US, it's the UK rebranding of G.I. Joe. Everything was redubbed and everything. Whenever they were saying G.I. Joe, it was Action Force, or when they were saying Yo-Joe, it was Full Force. You know, it was back then. And I remember the very first time, because it was at one of my sister's birthday parties, and they'd rented a VHS tape out of one of the rental stores here. And yeah, that's back in the day when everybody didn't have digital. There was no digital or DVD players, and that DVD was a thought in somebody's mind at that stage. And I think it was just that. I think it was just a videotape that just had I can't remember the correct name of it. Was it Escape from Nightmare Castle or something like that? It was the very first one, the one that features the one and only appearance of Applejack in Applejack Firefly, and a lot of the G1s, which I have some of here. Reaching behind me to grab things. This, which came out not too long ago in the UK. These are the Dolly Mixture ponies, and they had a lot of the G1 characters, and as you can see, this is Firefly. I haven't really styled this at all because I'm absolutely crap, but this is my Firefly. Setting her back up there. So over with some of my G3 stuff. That's when... there we go. that's basically when I got into it, and it kind of stayed with me all those years. I haven't seen that many episodes because bear in mind, I didn't. Satellite TV was really expensive to install, and buy a satellite dish, buy a decoder, and everything like that. It was pretty dear, and we couldn't really afford it. We just had the few channels at that time. What was there? There was 4. And sorry about that, interruptions. Yeah, that's talking about the 4 channels. No, well, actually, where I am, you would get 6, thankfully. You would have BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, and all 3 of those were Northern Ireland, Ulster varieties of them. So that's the region of this television sort of it. It'll be BBC Northern Ireland, BBC Two Northern Ireland, ITV, or as it's known, UTV. I know I'm not giving anybody any nasty signs here, no. Channel 4, RTE1, which was from the Republic of Ireland, just where I'm living. It's brave and close to the border, and we can get the TV signals here, or could, before everything switched to digital. I don't watch TV in here anymore. I can't read. That's just used as an external monitor, watching DVDs on. And RTE2, and I'm not exactly sure any of them actually broadcast My Little Pony, so it was just a few videotapes that we got into the house. There's the movie, Bright Lights, My Little Pony and Friends, which had 1 episode of My Little Pony, Glow Friends, and I can't remember what else. There was some other things that were on it. Charmkin, so that was one of them. And basically that was it. And back in those days, it wasn't really the thing for, boys to buy ponies or things like that. And take that as an indicator of how much the world has changed in the intervening years. Possibly for the better. Yeah, I know the economy sucks and everything like that. And a job's a job at the minute. Like me, I'm stuck in retail at the minute. But yeah, it's better than nothing, because there isn't that much around here. There isn't that much to do either. If you don't like drinking and going out to clubs, which, yeah, teetotal here. Well, I don't really drink at all. No, but that's about it. I'll cut this short, and I'll cut it short here now, and just say, if you guys have got any questions at all, like to do with anything, be it my adventures, like going to New York a couple of times, what happened there, or what auto assembly's like, if you want to go there. If you're thinking, oh, I'm a Brony and I don't want to go to a Transformers convention, there are Bronies there, trust me. Well, you're looking at one of them right here, but yeah, I guess that'll do for today. So I'll see you guys there, and take care of yourselves.